Mr. Watley.
No written testimony.
Thank you.
Yeah, Joey Watley from Thomaston. I'd like to know if you truly would like to help us today. I need open hearts and open minds with our particular case. A little different than what you've heard up to this point today. We are suffering, my family, my Karen and my two sons, 8 years old and 7 years old, discrimination from the Department of Children and Families out of Torrington, Connecticut. They are non-compliant with the federally mandated American with Disabilities Act law of 1990. My Karen had a brain tumor removed from her right frontal lobe when she was age 16. It was a benign tumor called an astrocytoma. Now, in the middle of her 30s, we started having family. And it was told by the nursing staff at the hospital that she wasn't presenting in quite a normal fashion. So that triggered DCF involvement. And right away, that triggered with the DCF the doctrine of predictive neglect. And they took our children right out of the hospital. We never got them home. Now, what first should have been triggered is our federal rights and protections by the federally mandated law. But since DCF is not compliant with it, and since they operate in the juvenile court where the judges are non-compliant with this American with Disabilities Act law, we are being discriminated against. We are being treated as inferior beings. And we are given lesser rights and protections rather than an extra measure of rights and protection.
Mr. Watley, I just want to interrupt you for a second. I actually have read, you have a number of appellate decisions, which I have read,
yes,
and just keeping up with things.
We've been
and I just want to say, I really do sympathize with what has happened. I think the other thing, and this is, I want to just say that this is not the forum for that, unfortunately, because we don't have the juvenile system under our charge. I do sympathize with what you say. The other thing I think that happens in juvenile court is those courts are closed to the public, and so things happen kind of under closed doors. So I sympathize, but we're not. That's not our charge. So I don't know that we can be helpful in that area to you.
Well, you could be helpful if you would enforce the ADA law upon the Department of Children and Families, and that's what I'm asking. I need help with enforcement of this federally mandated law. This state has got to abide by it, and I would have never even been here today. I would be enjoying the custody of my children.
I thank you for that, but that is not under our charge, so I am very sympathetic, but I don't think there's anything we can do for you in that area. So I apologize that we can't help you, and I am sympathetic, and thank you for coming forward, and I know you waited a very long time, so I apologize for that.
Well, I would at least like to close with this, just with this.
Sure, go ahead.
Because the state has discriminated against us openly, and this is malicious prosecution, I have now entered this case into the federal court. I am asking for federal intervention, federal oversight upon this state, which will simply target a family for discrimination. So this is what is happening as a result. We've gone through 8 years of litigation here in this Connecticut court system, and now since Connecticut simply, much like what you're saying here, everybody's saying we can't do anything about it. Well, I am. I'm going to take this to federal court. We're filing a multi-million-dollar lawsuit against Joette Katz, the commissioner of DCF, the judicial branch, DCF, and even Judge Christine Keller, who's now been appointed on the appellate court for this discrimination. This has got to stop somehow or another, and you people should be aware of this.
I think we are, and we thank you very much, and I think Representative Gonzalez will have a minute with you off the record, so thank you.